Good day, students. This is homework problem 2 of week 7. So a lot of the students requested that we make this problem, so I'll be doing that now. So this problem is basically a cup or a mug. So to make it, we'll mostly make use of the revolve feature since it's kind of round and so. But obviously before we can do that, I should first make a sketch. So I'm going to start with the front view. So I'm selecting the front view. Okay, so the sketch origin is here kind of in the center of the cup. So yes, just take note of that. Then I'm going to start at the bottom here with where there are 3 arcs basically. So it's this one here, then also these 2 tiny ones there. So I'm going to use arc and I'm going to put it in, and before moving on I'm already going to put in its dimension. So it's 200, just so that the whole sketch is scaled sort of okay. Then the other 2 arcs, so this tiny one here is also upwards like that, so I'm going to just put in this one. Then I'll make them tangent later, and then also the other arc like that. Okay, so these 2 are already tangent, so then it's only these 2 that needs to be made tangent. Okay, something like that. Then I'm just going to put in a constraint. So for this point here, I'm going to align it with the sketch origin. And then I'm just going to do something else also. So you can see that basically the bottom arc of the cup, it's 1 arc. So obviously its topmost point is perpendicular to the center point. So I'm just going to then already put that in. So to do that, I'm just going to put in a reference line from the origin until that point. I'm just going to make it a reference line, and then I'm going to say that these 2 should be perpendicular. Okay, like that. Okay, so now I'm going to continue with dimensions. So these 2 little arcs here, so the tiny one is 1.5 millimeters. So 1.5. Okay, so it made it very weird, so I'm just going to Control Z and maybe just start with the other one. So the other one is 3 millimeters. And also I think it just put in its diameter, not its radius. So I'm just going to change here to radial, and yes, radial 3. So okay, didn't change it. Radial 3, now it changed it. Okay, and then I'm just moving this one a little bit so that it looks better, and then I'll change this one to 1.5, and once again it's decided to be very weird and move it all the way to there. So for now I'm just going to skip that one, just delete that dimension there, and a little later when we put in more constraints and stuff, I'll put in that dimension. So let me just go and mark the ones that I already put in. Okay, so maybe the highlighter. Okay, I did put in the 3 and this 200 there. Okay, so now I'm going to put in then this outside arc. So it is the 100 millimeter one. So I'm going to use the arc. I'm going to start at this point here. I'm going to take him to somewhere at the top there, and just put it in like that. Okay, so these two arcs should also be tangent, so I'm going to put that in. Okay, then its dimension, so it's 100, like I said. 100. Okay, I'm just going to move this point a little upper and something to that effect. Okay. So now I'm going to just mark that I put in this 100. Then I'll put in this dimension here, the 11.5, which is the distance from the center point to the arc's midpoint. So okay, it should be on top of the axis here, so I'm just moving it a little bit, saying it should be 11.5. Okay, it accidentally messed up the bottom here, so I'm just going to pull it until it looks a little better, something like this. Okay, this looks better, and I actually want this point also to be on that side, but it's also not liking that at the moment, so yeah, we can do that later. I'm just want to get it a little bit better in position, because at the moment it is very archy. Yeah, so something like this is already a little better. It's still not exactly how it should be, but we'll fix that all later. Okay. Then, so another dimension we can already put in is this 53, since we already have the bottom, so it's from the sketch origin to the tangent point there. So from this point here, so this tangent point, it's accidentally selected the wrong thing. Okay, it doesn't really want to select exactly. Okay, that's good. 53. There you go. Okay, this already fixed it a lot. It actually moved this point to the left of the axis, so that's good. Okay. Then here at the top of the arc that we have here, there's this little half circle, so I'm going to put that in. Just using arc again, and there you go, and it should be tangent, those 2 points. Then the inner surface of the cup or wall is also an arc, so once again starting at this point and to somewhere around there. Okay, then okay, so these two also, they are tangent. Okay, then the center point of this arc and this point should be coincident, since well, we can see that there's a consistent wall thickness between them. So I'm just going to find their center points and make them coincident. There you go. Okay. Then at the edge or at the bottom of this arc, there's this little fillet. So you can either put it in afterwards or just already put in the arc. I'm just going to already put in the little arc, and they should also be tangent. Then after the fillet, there is a straight line that goes to the center. So I'm just going to put in this line. I'm just going to put him in a little angled. I'll make it horizontal now. First going to constrain these 2 points here, and then make this one like that, and just move it a little up. Okay, So just have to update the dimensions I already put in. So I already put in this 53. Then okay, I also put in the 11.5. And then okay, so that little fillet is 2 millimeters. So let me put that in and just move this line once again a little upwards. And then so here the distance from the tangent point between the horizontal line and the inner arc to the sketch origin is 32, that dimension. So I'm going to put that in. Okay, I didn't like that so much, it moved it out of the way, so I'm just going to move it up again. And now the thing looks very weird because this wall thickness is way too much, but let me fix that. So the wall thickness should be 3 millimeters. So let me put that in. Between this point and this point, and it should be 3. Okay, that's better-ish. And then I'm just going to move this part up, and then I should fix these little arcs. Just Control Z. Okay. So there's something, for some reason, yeah, this is very weird. It wants to make have this line go through that point, it seems. So let me see if there's a constraint there. It doesn't seem that way. It's maybe just a little weird. So I'm just going to go back a few steps until things look a little better. So okay, at this dimension it kind of freaked out. So let's just skip it for now. And first maybe do the wall thickness. Okay, that's better. Okay. So let's just move on. Then I'm just going to, didn't put in the 32 yet, but I did put in the 3. Okay, so now I'm going to put in this 56, which is the distance from this point to this tangent point here. 56. Then I'm going to now try and put in this one's dimension that didn't want to work with us last time. So it looks a little better now. It actually put in the 1.5. It's just looking kind of strange, but I can fix that. Something like that looks better. And then just move this one into the right place. So okay, just update, put in this one, and I think the 32 will work now. So these points and 32. Okay, this also already looks a lot better than the last attempt, although at the moment this line doesn't want to move, so there's something that broke a little bit. So let me just go then back a few steps and maybe just get it into position a little bit. Okay, so I'll just put in the 32 later, just move this one down and then this one down, and then it, I believe, will work. 32. Okay, now it looks better. They are not overlapping, so that's good. Then while we're there, I'll put in this 3 millimeter, which is basically the distance between this edge and this bottom point here. So 3 millimeters. There we go. Okay, so and I also think that I put in that 56. Yes, so we can just highlight it. Then we still need that 45, so that will be from the sketch origin and this tangent point at the top Okay, it's selected the circle, not the tangent point. There you go. And this dimension should be 45. So 45. There you go. So now the sketch is done and it says it's fully constrained. There's just one thing that I'll do also before finishing the sketch. I'm just going to connect these two lines here so that it's a full profile. There you go, and the sketch is still fully constrained. So now I can say finish. And now it's a very easy part, so just revolving this sketch that we drew, so it already selected automatically the sketch that I have. Then for the vector, I'm going to use the z-axis, and for the point, I'm going to select that point there. And then I'm just going to say okay. Okay, so now big part of the cup is done. I'm first just going to hide the sketch, and then what is still required is the handle. So, and the handle is at the angle of 60 degrees, so I should put in a datum plane for that. So at an angle, the planar object, I'm going to select this one there, and the linear object, I'm going to select the z-axis. And then, okay, so we want it to be 60 degrees from the x-axis. So 60 degrees also equates to 30 degrees if you measure it from the y-axis. So yeah, that is then what I'm going to put in. But before I say okay, I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger so that the datum plane is actually not hiding in the middle of the cup. Okay, and then I'm going to sketch the handle on this datum plane, and it turned my sketch around, but that's okay. I'll just then just sketch it upside down. Okay, I'm just highlighting this we already put in. Okay, so I'm going to just for the handle, I'm just going to draw the outline or the outer edge, since its dimensions is given. And then when I get to the extruding it, I will just use an offset. So I'm not going to draw the entire handle. Okay, so I'm going to start with arcs. So it is basically consists of 3 arcs. So I'm going to just put them in roughly. So 1, and then 2, and 3. Okay, then I'm going to make all of them tangent. Just move this one a little bit, a better position, all of them. Then I'll put in their dimensions. So this one is 20 millimeters, its radius. 20. The second one is 24. And the last one is 200. And now it put it completely in the wrong position, so I'm just going to pull it back. There you go. Okay, so then okay, so the dimension or the distance from the R20 arc to the midpoint is 65. So I'm going to put that in. The R20 arc, this is its midpoint, so 65. Then distance from the R24's midpoint to the sketch origin is 2.5 millimeters, and that is the top part of the cup. So the R24 to this one, sketch origin, and it should be 2.5. Okay, and I think it put it in incorrectly now because it's below or at the whole bottom part and not on, so it's basically below this YX plane where it should be on top. So I'm just going to delete it and move it a little upward and then put it in. Okay, there you go, 2.5. Then so yeah, it says this is the point where the two arcs meet, so the distance from that point to the origin is 71.5. Okay, then 26 millimeters, that is from the origin to the tangent point there at the top. So tangent point, origin, 26. Okay, so other dimension we are still missing is the 6 millimeters, but I'm not going to put that in. Use that with the extrude. So then we still need two constraints, but if you pull these ends here, you can see that that's basically the two parts that still move. So for them, I'm just going to put in an arbitrary amount just so that it intersects with the cup, and then we'll get rid of the excess parts later. So I'm just going to make it 38, and this one we can make maybe 49. It doesn't matter how much, just so that it extends past the cup. Okay, then the sketch is fully constrained, so I can finish it. So then I'm going to use an extrude, and I know it looks kind of weird since it's only one single line, but that's okay. I'm going to use the offset for it, and I'm going to select the two-sided since well, I technically only wanted to extrude to one side, that's inwards, but I can just make the one 0 and then the other one, so it should be 6 millimeters, but if I put in a positive 6, it wants to make it outward, so I'm just going to put in a negative 6. Then so also from this top you can see that it is kind of symmetric around this plane we put in, so thus I want to make it a symmetric value of 15. And yeah, that's it for the handle. Only one thing, so I'm not going to unite it at the moment because since there are these little parts that extrude out into the inside of the cup, I will have to trim it, but if the whole body is united, I won't be able to trim it using the inner surface of the cup, so that's why I'll then just unite them later. So then I can just say okay, so you see the little parts extending here, so I want to trim them, and the body I obviously want to select the handle because I want to trim some of it. And then for the tool I'm going to select face or plane, but then when I select face or plane, I'm going to make it single face and select the inner face or inner surface of the cup, and then you can see it removes that part and only leaves the outside of the handle. Okay, and then I'm just going to unite the handle and the cup. Okay, and then before continuing, I'm going to hide the sketch and hide the datum plane since I don't really need them anymore. And then last thing that is required is this fifth okay, no, we have that, I mean this 3 millimeters, which is the edge planes. So I'm going to put in an edge plate, and I'm going to select all of these edges of the handle, and it should be 3 millimeters. Yes, 3. And then I'm just going to say okay. And that is about almost it for the cup. So it's basically done. Only thing we can still do is so this cup has a color, so you can just put that in at display, and then edit object display, select the object, and then here at color you select it and just select the color that you want and say okay. And that's it. Then lastly, the material. So just like always, I'm going to go to tools, materials, assign materials, and so it should be acrylic, so I choose acrylic and apply, and then that is it. So the cup is finished. Yeah, so I hope that this video helped in explaining how to make the cup, and I hope that you also find it successful. Thank you.